You know what's crazy? Every time I hit that record button, I remember why I enjoy this so much. Yet, like, I don't know how. But what's up, guys? It's Mr. David, and we're back. We're back. We're actually back, meaning like prepare for a level of dailiness that you haven't seen in a while. I know I've said this a million times. Um, but it wasn't just, as I mentioned last time, it wasn't just a random, hey, I don't feel like uploading, and maybe a day or two is that. But I've been, just locked down working on some things that would literally revolutionize the can't even speak, competitive Pokemon community. And so I wanted to time everything way before the launch. But the deeper I dug, the more I learned, the more I realized I had to. It's one thing to just have information and new information. It's cool. It's another thing for somebody to understand it and apply it, because this shit goes really deep. That's what she said. And yeah, I'm really excited. I won't lie to you. It's nowhere near done. The second book is informationally probably close to done, but like structuring it so it's like something you guys can consume and stuff. I don't know how close it is to that. So very excited with something I'm going to be launching soon. I haven't been able to talk to my guys, Blunder, Joey, shout outs to y'all, in forever. That's how long. I know women, know nothing. Just Mons for like 5 months straight. 6 months, 5 months. So we're going to get back into the swing of things. I haven't played a lick of Mons. So I'll have to reacclimate to the metagame. But I'll do that off screen and whatnot. I just wanted to have this video as a, hey guys, your boy is still here. Funnily enough, like I'm not showing myself on my actual channel, but each and every day working to make sure that it's easier than ever before in history to master this game. And I mean mastery, not okay, yeah, you get, top 100. I mean like you're winning tournaments good. So yeah, I've gotten pretty close to cracking the code, but let's hop into it. This first game I'll just swing. Hopefully I'll win. I think if I just eyeball this, if all the sets are the same, Lander is guarded against almost all his team except the Slowbro. Obviously Slowking covers that. Slowking or Lander's in conjunction with Ferrothorn. And if I just chip down Coco and Heatran slightly, well, Landorus as well, then the Coco can just sweep. So I'm actually going to try to sweep with Coco. In order for that to happen, I'll likely have to overwhelm him with the Ken. So phase 1 is going to be Coco versus Ken. Phase 2 is going to be Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn based in Heatran, for which I have a Slowking, and Slowking's purpose is literally for the Heatran. I mean, I don't need Slowking for Slowbro. It's just nice to have. It's a defensive sort of, I can teleport on you kind of thing. I'm not U-turning here because I don't want to take his Dazzling Gleam though, and what I don't want is for him to, he might have been Specs actually. What I didn't want is for him to win a speed tie, dazzle me, and then I'm too low, even though I'm not planning to take a hit on the Coco. But if it can be avoided, I'd rather just do it this way. We get the spike up, which will affect everything, assuming this isn't heavy duty boots. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so we're gonna get the damage on Heatran. That's nice. He's likely on a U-turn. Well, if he has ton, I doubt he has U-turn. So if he's not, okay, we'll see. I mean, the only thing that can threaten me out is the Heatran. If he goes Landers, he gets spikes up. I mean, he gets rocks up. But he wears off the ton, and I get my spike. So U-turns there, which is what I wanted. So he shows U-turn, which means he doesn't have Roost because he has to have Thunderbolt, which means that man, my brain is, for how long I haven't played, the way I'm calculating everything is pretty dope. But the things I've been doing require like a deep study of the game, like at a level that I didn't even know was possible. And I thought with my last book that yeah, so that's Coco fodder now. Well, it's getting closer and closer to. So as I mentioned, Slowking's literal function is to, so let's reposition to Slowking here. I'm gonna be using the word reposition a lot more, as you're gonna come to see. He has Taunt on Coco, so I wouldn't be shocked to see Taunt on this. Either way, nothing can switch in on Skull on his team except the Slow King. I mean, the Slow Bro. Very surprised that he went for, let me think, should I have Future Sighted there? Is there any point? I mean, no. The only thing on his team that can switch into Skull is this Slow Bro, which I can just teleport on and reposition back in the original spot, losing pretty much no damage. Ferrothorn has given up 7% in exchange for, well, what was 50% of the Heatran and 12% off the Coco. And so we're getting closer and closer. All I need now is a bit of spikes for his Garchomp, so Dazzling Gleam kills, and some damage on his Landorus. So let's see what he's gonna do. He has Protect, so he probably doesn't have Taunt. Here comes the Slowbro as expected. And he's likely going to Future Sight. So I'm thinking if I teleport hard here, he Future Sights as I go to Coco. And it's gonna be Coco U-turning. It's gonna be U-turning on Landorus. It's gonna be Landorus versus Weavile, and now Triple Axle. And then he's just gonna go back to Heatran. Or I could Future Sight myself. The only thing that can handle a Future Sight. Nothing that can handle a Future Sight. Yeah, so there's really no point. The Slow King is very hard for him to deal with. There's no point in me not trading Future Sights with him. We're probably both just teleporting negatively. I don't know who's gonna be slower. We're both min speed, I'm sure. But even if I teleport first, it's fine. All I'll have to do is decide what I want to position. I likely position Coco because everything that the things that don't like taking future that don't mind taking the Future Sight as much don't like facing Coco, except maybe Heatran. That's a decent mid ground, but I'd love to have Heatran in because again, you saw it's not doing any damage. So Celesteela is phenomenal for us. Man, I actually wish I had the he probably has Protect, and if he does, then so be it. So what I'll do is go Coco, then pivot to Ferrothorn to eat the Future Sight. If he doesn't go Ferrothorn, it's gonna if he doesn't have Protect, it's gonna be Ferrothorn versus it's gonna be Ferrothorn versus Landorus, which is ideal anyway. It's max defense Ferrothorn apparently. So yeah, and Landorus has to take the Future Sight, which is gonna be a swimming thing for my Coco later on. So excelente. We could lead sheet here, but the spike's gonna go a longer way, I think, as he actually goes to Slowbro. I know he doesn't have a fire move, so we're gonna 3-layer spike up. I think he just wanted something that can switch in comfortably because I showed body press. So this Ferrothorn is actually quite scary for him. Like if I body press here, I doubt I'm pretty sure he's just gonna Skull Spam or Future Sight, but that doesn't really get him anywhere. He does have Flamethrower. Wow, how did he fit Flamethrower on? It's not the end of the world. I just did not expect Flamethrower. As I'm sure he was expecting me not to expect. So Future Sight's coming out. As I mentioned, he's super weak to the Slow King himself. Like just can't switch into it. Ferrothorn has done his job. I mean, it would have been nice to have, but since it wasn't walling the Slowbro anyway, I don't need it for the Garchomp. I have Ice Shard, which he's in range for if it's like some weird set Scarf or something. I also have Blaziken who can sweep, which I thought about, but for him to sweep, I'll need, depending on what the Slowbro is, if it's heavy duty boots, I'll need electric terrain. After our Swords Dance to just bang, knock him out. Or I'll just have the layers or spikes. So Celesteela comes in, which means he literally got no value out of his Future Sight. And he hard switched. So that must be what it is. He doesn't have teleport, which is odd. So there's no point in me. Well, I could. I don't know. Yeah, there's just Scalding here. Because I'm going to eat the Future Sight. I can potentially burn him. And yeah. Yeah, and then we just reposition here. I'm actually going to speed this up by just going to my Landorus. I know you're like, Landorus versus Celesteela, Jam. That's a bad matchup. You're correct. Thing about it, if I go Coco, He goes back to Landers, takes no damage. Well, I guess I could just go Coco and U-turn. He hasn't shown Protect. So it'd be Landers versus, Coco versus Landers, and it's gonna be Weavile. Weavile triple axles forces Heatran in. Heatran Slowking. Actually, it's better to go Coco, even if he has Protect. It just saves a little more time. Because then if I go Landers, he gets to Leech Seed, and then I hard switch back to Slowking, and so I'll be able to get a matchup where, because it's likely going to be versus the Heatran anyway. So even if he decides to stay in, like, there's just very little risk on my end. Like, what is he going to do? Like, he gets some Leech Seed damage. Oh my goodness. So, seems I have no points, which I figured as much. But, you know, that game was under control for the most part when I saw team preview. I didn't assess it super detailedly, as again, I wanted to have more of a conversation. Get back into the groove of things. I really enjoy, like, as I'm doing it, I'm remembering why I enjoyed it. Not like I planned to quit or anything, but it was just like, if I had to do something with the time of day, you know, I had to record. It's not that, well, boohoo jam. But recording, editing, and whatnot, and I've had a really heavy schedule in the mornings, so I'm, you know, up at 3, 4. So I'm usually things have changed a bit, but I usually was not available or able to record. And this is with no women, no bunch of friends, no, like, so you can imagine. But I was really trying hard to get the book done by way before. I mean, like, getting the manuscript done way before. Like 2 months out before even the game starts to get released. So I wanted to release it around this time. But again, guys, the stuff that you guys are gonna get next, I'll make videos and stuff about this and some other things that are coming way before the book comes out, because I just realized it's not happening. But as of, why did I think as of was the speed tie there? Triple X could kill as of. Why not do that? Why did I completely forgot about Aerodactyl. I'm a bad player. Yeah, I'm not a good Pokemon player. Stone Edges as you should. Let's look at this. What is this guy's objective? I literally didn't even look at his team. I mean, quite literally just looking at what is on his team for the first time right now. So we're looking at Taunt. Okay, yeah. Even if he went zone there, that was fine. I knew this would happen, so I'm like, I can't stop this particular sequence. So rather than waste the time, 70 boost Ferrothorn. Yeah, rather than waste the time, I figured I'll just intimidate him. The thing about this is a speed tie, so if he wins it, if I lose it, I get no, like, if I U-turn anticipating, like, there's not even no, what's my set? I don't have a defogger, right? Yeah, I don't. He's forfeited. Ooh, that's the strats. But right there I was thinking, if I defogged, not defogged, if I Thunderbolt, he goes Landers. That's why you should have set your teams ahead of time. I'll do it for this one, because this one just looks like a heftier team. But also, you guys come for that. I have to write after this as well, so I was like, okay, what kind of video do I make? Do I really use up some mental energy to do a super detailed analysis kind of game, or do I give like a 7 out of or a 6 out of 10, which is still better than most, right? It's not like, and I don't sounded very arrogant when that left my mouth, but this is what you guys come here for, so you're gonna get that. It's just like, okay, is it I want to, by the time the games are released, is at the pristine level of just skill. And so I'll have to practice and get back up to speed within these next 17 days. Shouldn't be hard. Not shouldn't be hard. It should be doable by then, to where we can just hit number 1 for the new metas and stuff, very quickly, and like just play out the first couple months of the meta while everybody's playing and while it's competitive and while that's going down. The lives will be lit, along with all the other things that are coming. So long story short, we're going to sweep this guy with Coco. In order to do so, we can land Landorus in Heatran. In order to do so, Future Sight plus Weavile could also sweep him. What's Lord? And Future Sight plus Coco is gonna discombobulate my opponent, and it's gonna destroy him. So for phase 1, he's staying in. I mean, I don't know why, but that's what he's going to do. I guess because while he lives. So he's like, okay, I've been doing this for a while. It's interesting how there's like a sixth sense. I knew he'd stay in the second time too, but it's irrelevant at this point because now we have full control. I'm debating whether or not Ferrothorn is worth. He doesn't seem to have a hazard controller. He has T-Spikes, which doesn't matter. It matters, but doesn't. It's just interesting that he'll allow me to hazard up because hazard's gonna hurt him far more. Because here comes the Tran. Again, this heavy duty boots, Slowking, so that won't ever matter. He's definitely Magma Storm or Toxicking here, which is gonna give me the damage necessary. He's just gonna stay in again to maybe taunt. It's hard to say what. Yeah, don't think he has it. He might. I mean, what would he fit there? So there comes his Slowking. So the knockoff does matter versus my Coco, which means I'll probably have to lean this game towards Tran, especially because the Pex super weakened. So a third layer plus rocks. Probably like Jamie can just go Weavile and knock. Problem is Urshifu is like, I'm looking at the team, Urshifu is actually a bitch. So since the Heatran can't touch my Slowking and I still have my boots, and I still can psychic terrain and all that, I'm actually gonna get this extra layer up. Yeah, punish that Tran, because the Tran can't do shit to my Slowking, and I can just slack off and Future Sight up. Yeah, you don't have taunt, so you're gonna get punished heavily by these spikes. Let me see, I'm at 52. Let me see how much I'm losing per turn. It's gonna be a decent amount. So okay, there he goes. So now my Weavile is gonna get him on, because we're gonna Future Sight together and teleport together, but I have the edge. Oh, he didn't even Future Sight, which is even better, because there's nothing you can go to scare out my Slowking except Dragapult, which is 25% right there. Everything else doesn't like a Slowking in its face and a Future Sight. So there's the Dragapult. So you gotta take 25%. The only way, I guess he could Shadow Ball. I was gonna say the only way. I don't want to get Shadow Balled. This is actually still very important. Yeah, Lander is the best mid-ground. If he is spec Shadow Ball, so be it. I won't get too KO'd. Yeah, I figured he dropped my Spadef. Well, the Dragapult's gone now. Weavile won't get to a KO, nowhere close. Unless he drops my Spadef again. So he forces, yeah. And so now I just shard and knock him out. I'm very surprised he went Heatran, because I could have Swords Dance there. Not like it would sweep him because they still have the Urshifu, but let's just be Flame Body, y'all. So there comes the Rapid Strike. Obviously he CC's slash, so Dragapult's dead. The Landorus might have defog. He doesn't want to defog because, and at this point he's gonna just get Coco'd. So I'm gonna try to force him to sack the. So let me think. Try to force him to sack the Lando. He's just gonna U-turn here. I'll Toxic it. He's never Surging Strikes because I could go Ferrothorn. He must be Protective Pads. That was like an insanely stupid decision if he's not Protective Pads. So he should switch his moves here as I Future Sight. And U-turn is the only thing that can, yeah, he's Protective. But I'm like, that's insanely dumb. So hopefully he sacks the Polt. So after Slowking, this is fine, as I said. Especially if he teleports again. Now he loses to Weavile. I'm pretty sure +2 triple X. So probably +2 knock kills his Urshifu, which you're like, Jan, you need to count that? Hell yeah, I do. Like, Urshifu's no joke defensive wise, and I haven't seen this interaction in quite some time. Let me see, is that my adamant? So he future sights. I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay in to try to scald me, because he knows, like, at this point it's death. If he burns me, then I'm done. I'm not done, but it's just, let me think. I can't get rid of his T-spikes. Like, his landers could be an issue later on if I lose the Weavile, but I'm never killing the Slowking. If I don't get burnt, then I'm just Gucci. If I knock, what am I? I'm Jolly. So let's see. Jolly Weavile +2. Because what he could do is Scald, then sack Dragapult, and then go to Urshifu. He probably doesn't have Aqua Jet. I mean, I don't think protective pads would run Aqua Jet. No, not Urshifu water, bro. Urshifu. I'm like, dang, you die. Okay, let's choose choice band. So knock. See, knock does not guarantee kill. Triple X is guarantee kills if I hit it. So here he's gonna just stay in and Scald. Doesn't get the burn. Nice sacks Polt. Crits me there, which matters. I don't think Jet would have killed me if he didn't crit. Don't think Jet would have killed me. I could just actually maybe not. I don't know. Protective pads. Let's see what Urshifu protective pads. Even if not, I'll just save the Weavile and just sweep him straight up. Like, as long as I have the heavy duty boots. Well, no, I can't because he has the pecs. So I knew he'd leave it in there. Oh yeah, future sight's coming next on my end. No. The future sight just went through. Where's that? So yeah. Oh, so his future sight's coming now because I teleported. Right. I had to future sighted first. Yeah, not having hazard control here is a little annoying. Would play on his part. What's it called? So he actually gives me a Slowking, which is good. So he does have Jet. I think. Methinks. Either way, Slowking just comes in and future sights. And Ferrothorn is almost impossible to kill. So yeah, let's just do that. So he does have Jets. So he has protective pads, Jets. Future sight guarantees a kill every time. I could Scald on his Lando, but it's a waste of time. Especially because Ferrothorn just eats. And I only need one hit on his Toxapex, which could be annoying, truth be told. Like, the Pex is pretty annoying. You know, Ferrothorn should never die. I mean, what's going to kill it? Unless he has defog on the Lando, which he doesn't want to use. Because then that opens up... I forgot U-turn did that much. 52%. Jeez. He might go Pex. Yeah. And obviously knock here. But now he can't go to... Now he can't just do as he pleases. Because the future sight is up. So the only thing he could double to is the Landorus, which Ferrothorn loves. You know, I literally forgot Recover was a move there. Like, I literally, when I saw Recover, I was like, wait, that's crazy. Like, that's how long, bros. So Power Whip is free here. No drawback. If he goes Landorus, I get, what, 20-some%. Okay, he's lost his mind. Nice. Future sight should kill. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. We always just body press. I don't think he has Scald. Okay, excellent. So now we get to go to Slowking. He's going to Lando here. No, he's not. He's just gonna double back. It doesn't matter even if he goes to Landorus. It does. He shouldn't just knock off here. Yeah, excellent. Knock out toxic spikes, recover haze. It's probably his other moves, which means that he actually can't touch my Weavile. Like if I get Leech Seed, Weavile can sweep. I just need a ton of swords, but he's haze. No, because then at that point, if he knocks my item off, and there are other ways to win, I suppose. I just don't want to just, out of impatience, make this game longer and throw the game. So he's going to run out. We're just going to recover stall. We're not going to make this cute. I wish I had rocks so we could punish the Landorus a bit more, because I know it's coming. Yeah. He's just going to go Lando, then pivot back to Pex. He could defog, as I said. It's hard to say if he has it, but I mean, he did all that work getting up the T-spikes. So he does defog, and he does have it. Excellent. So here comes Polt. Flamethrower is obviously the only thing that could do me in. Thinking if he flamethrowers, if he shadow balls, if he flamethrowers, I go Kin Swords Dance, and one shot is Pex, but then I get Aqua Jetted. I need Coco to win. I'm thinking, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario would be, yeah, I'll just Kin. He does flamethrower. I didn't expect him to, so this is actually the best case scenario. I didn't think he'd actually flamethrower. I thought maybe he'd shadow ball, but I guess that's dangerous. You know, it's a risk, right? If you shadow ball and I stay in, that was the one opportunity you got to get rid of the thing that's the hardest for you to kill. Like Ferrothorn, you can't get past the Ferrothorn, and then I got a spike back up. So you had to take a risk. He's like, okay, I'm gonna defog with Landers, meaning I can't have rocks up the rest of the game. I'm gonna have to work hard for these T-spikes. He goes harder Shifu, which I didn't think he would, but that was a very good decision. That was a very good play, because otherwise you'd have been in trouble. U-turn here would be saucy, but the problem is you go back to Polt and then you have that one T-spike switch. He's shown Aqua Jet. Yeah. The protective pads is a bitch. So if I future sight here, he loses a mine. I could go Ferrothorn, force him back to Polt. No. I'll just teleport. Okay. Very, very interesting decision. So now I get to get the damage on Lando. Is it better to... Actually, it's better to U-turn. I want Blaziken versus Landers, so I can blitz with the terrain up. He literally just stays in. That's insane. My man's really good. Was gonna just sack the. Wow, that surprised me. He was gonna sack the Shifu. I guess he's just giving up. Right there, you go to Landers, because you're still in the game if you go to Landers. If you give me your Shifu, you're gonna have a hard time versus Blaziken and Weavile. And then you just have nothing to kill the Ferrothorn versus, okay. Or else maybe he's like, okay, I'll just hope that he throws, which maybe I'm doing right now. No. But the reason I U-turned there is because I want Blaziken versus him leaving the Urshifu and didn't cross my mind at all, because it's literally just giving up on mine. But I think he's at the point where he's just like, I don't think I can win, and he's just making random decisions. Merely because he surging strikes twice versus if he, like, this turn didn't make sense surging striking. Over U-turning. Right here he could surging strikes again. Which makes a lot of sense to me. It wouldn't kill Ferrothorn. CC. I'll have to give up Blaziken. He does close combat, which I was afraid he might. I'll dazzle here. He seems to not give a fuck. It goes to Landers now. Good play. Yada yada yada. I can get around it. I'm just kind of annoyed that he didn't do it last time, which was a good. Oh, this shit dies. What the? He's max defense. Is this what they're running now? They're running max defense again. Okay, then Coco eats this shit. Then yeah, never mind. I thought he was max for def, which means he can't U-turn. He defogs. So I just power whip here because he's gonna go harder Shifu or hard Dragapult. Pex makes sense, but I'll do if he goes Pex. Yeah. I'll power whip again. Yeah. That was very obvious, but it made sense. It was a good play. Like he did his thing in the end part. He did his thing in the end part. I won't lie. So I actually lived this very easily. But Ferrothorn obviously is the bane of his existence of the other two, so he'd really want it gone. I no longer need my Weavile, so you can take that and then reposition for Coco. Coco been one, but you know, like once I saw it do 40-something% with the Landers, I was like, holy shit. So it doesn't matter if he pivots to Landers here, because I always just go back to the Ferrothorn. Excellent. Say Nox there. Just Thunderbolt again. It's funny because I could have won this game turn 1 if I just Thunderbolted the Lando the first time, but yeah. So U-turn here, I almost clicked Thunderbolt there. Crazy strats. Really the better play there is likely just to go to because he did one power whip. Yeah. Technically could win here by me doing this. My better player is actually the Sack Sloke. Let me take 2 turns of leftovers. No, it's the same thing. It's actually better to keep this Sloking. I guess he pivoted there. If I missed that one, then he puts him in a better position than versus Landers. Because Landers, if you lose Landers, he just loses the game. But he just loses the game anyway now. Alright, we should have leech seeded that last turn. I played this end a little sloppy. The Urshifu staying in there, I suppose it forced me to. The thing is, he Surging Strike the first time versus my Slowking. Maybe he just wanted the U-turn positioning. I mean, he didn't want, if he U-turned, I'd get the positioning advantage versus whatever he went to. And he was just trying to avoid that, I suppose. But I mean, I don't think at that point even, because I think spikes were still up. Let me think, it was versus Landers. No, it wasn't. No. My 3 layers were defogged. I mean, I guess it was unlikely he was going to win anyway, so maybe it's just like, well, if I do all of the predictable sequences, then I almost guaranteed lose. So let's mix it up. That's a fair strat. At that point, the type of firepower I had, especially because his Landers was max defense or max attack or some shit, right? It wasn't Spadef. That makes even more sense why it's like, But yeah, turn 1 I could have just took out his pecs, which I think was funny. That would have just made the game fast. Future Sight only has 1 Guardian, which is Heatran. So Future Sight plus the Kin, or Future Sight plus we've Future Sight plus any of my offensive mons. Truly. Landers is pretty difficult for him to deal with. Landers Ferrothorn is almost. Ferrothorn, these defensive guys, I don't know how. The Crobat could have some weird shit. I really don't know how he's going to get around those guys. Those guys are problematic guys, you know. His Landers is annoying. Heatran, covers, rocks. My Ferrothorn is gonna be a bitch. One of these gotta be defog. Like, who runs a Crobat? So here comes probably Surf or something. It's just a question of when I obviously won't die. It's a question of what I want to trade. Let's say 60-70% on my Landers for a dead Heliolisk. Alternatively, the matchup goes to him switching to Lander / Crobat and me switching to Ferrothorn. If I go Ferrothorn and he surfs, I get decent positioning. I get up a spike. I think the best case is I don't want to trade because his Dragonite could be some funky shit, and I want to have as much health as possible and have that Intimidate shuffle. And if his Landers just happens to be something that's not what I'm expecting, meaning like some Swords Dance set that's not sub, then at the very least I can Intimidate shuffle, because I don't have a ground immunity after this Landers gets battered. Well, Inner Focus Crobat can't be intimidated. I mean, I guess he could have Infiltrator. Both abilities make sense. Inner Focus stops Intimidate, right? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Give your boy time to refresh his knowledge bank, guys. And I really forgot Pex had Recover. Like, I was like, what the fuck did that water thing just do? Recover? But it feels good to be back. I'm enjoying myself. Man, the things that are coming, guys. I feel like I've been saying this for so long, but you know, while I haven't been uploading necessarily, I have always been in the back as Life Orb. So I'm even more glad I didn't trade, because it's just gonna Voltage here. I've lost a net 20%, not even. Actually, might be exactly 20. Heatran comes in, yeah. Couple ways this could go. Slowking's. I'm thinking if I have a toxic Slowking versus a toxic Landorus or a Magma Stormed Landorus. If I go Slowking and he Magma Storms and taunts and things and such. It's just because his team is so damn weird. But I guess I could just offensively destroy him with Coco. I mean, what is he gonna do, right? I just need to get rocks up. But I love the Future Sight. I love me some Future Sight. So what we're gonna do is just go Slowking. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna rocks, if anything. Magmas and misses. If he has taunts or toxic, he'll use it now. So I'm thinking if I Future Sight. So I'll Future Sight first, because no matter what he does, I get value out of this turn. Because he could have taunt, he could have toxic, he could magma, and he could rocks. And what I can do is Future Sight, then hard switch to Lando. And then I put him in a really awkward position, unless he has Protect. In which case, Slowking infinitely walls this anyway, so I don't mind it being toxic. But Magma Storm missing there. I mean, it's Magma Storm. And I have a whole new outlook on quote-unquote luck. You guys have no idea what's coming your way, man. It's crazy. So he goes Pex on Slowking, which is interesting. As we're gonna teleport out here. I figured Toxic was coming. I mean, you went Slowking. I mean, you went Pex on a Slowking. And there are a couple ways to go about this. I could obviously go hard Landers, and which would force him to go to his Dragonite or his own Landers, or he could just leave it in and try to Scald. I could go Coco, which would force his Landers in as well. Actually meant to go to or he could leave it in here. So with the terrain up, and let's say he goes Landers, I get the Future Sight. We're staring down. So I'm actually gonna just Dazzle here. Baneful bunkered. Future Sight did a ton, but not enough, interestingly enough. Okay, so he just U-turn here, no matter what he does. Like, since he's Toxic my Slowking, he has no more leverage. We always go back to Slowking here, unless he has Knock. But even then, yeah, you have no more leverage. Like, you actually dug your own grave by Toxicing my Slowking. Though, I mean, what is he gonna do, right? So he has Baneful Bunker and shows that. So he definitely has Recover. And so Crobat obviously also has no leverage. I'm just afraid that it's banded, and Well, in no case, well, man, random cross poison, I'd be pissed. Nobody uses cross poison here. A Ferrothorn is very important versus his Dragonite for leech seeding purposes, and if it's DD, I can shuffle a bit more around with leech seed and Landers, and Iron Barbs. So I don't like that. There's no way in hell he cross poisons. Either U-turns or Brave Birds here. Just no way cross poison's coming out. Okay, and so this is excellent positioning for the sake that I have a future side just lingering out there, just lingering. Because the only thing you can go to that doesn't get punished by this and the spike is Landers. In which case I'll just U-turn out into my own. I think it's time to get rocks up. I need another hazard. It hurts his Landers. It hurts his Heatran. It hurts the Lilisk. And why does that matter, right? Well, that's because we have to figure out what our objective here is. And I decided the objective is going to be likely to decimate him with the Coco. I don't see an easier sweeping choice. Well, he's actually showed that he's maxed with FPEX, so Weavile is actually a decent alternative. So he's choice scarfed, which is amazing for us. Now this is actually great. I did not even, I don't know if choice scarf Lando is a thing now. I did not even contemplate choice scarf. In hindsight, I probably should have just hard switched there. The U-turn damage is negligible. Funnily enough, the hard switch actually ended up benefiting, not hard switching ended up benefiting me, because now, like, I have all leverage. He's gonna get hit by a future sight now, and I get to decide what I want to go to. So I could go Blaziken in Swords Dance. I could go Weavile in Swords Dance. I could go Landers and Stealth Rock. I'm actually gonna go Weavile and start decimating. Let's decimate. Yeah, because Pex is coming in. He's shown Baneful Bunker, obviously. I mean, your alternative is to, he's not banning. There's no way you're banning. If I SD again, you're done in this town. Yeah, he lived. What the fuck? Okay, so we're triple axing. There's no point. Rock off. So the Pex is gone. It's a little annoying that he lived. Man, Weavile, that was disappointing. I mean, it's a Pex, yeah, but come on, Val. And I'm assuming he's maxed to death because the one that got hit earlier took 75. This one took 67. That could be a roll. Yeah, if I killed him there, I mean, what is he doing? He just loses the game there. You'd have to shuffle Landers around and intimidate, and the problem is, well, actually, he wouldn't lose. He could go Landers, intimidate, shuffle, go back to Heatran on the Ice Shard, and I'd be at -1. So knockoff wouldn't kill. He'd force me out. I could decide to just kill his Heatran there, not kill it, but you know, get the damage off, and then from there on, go ham with the Pex. I mean, with the Coco, because I mean, what is he doing at that point? So Baneful comes out as I expected. So Weavile isn't sweeping, but Pex is gone because I know nothing else is gonna want to eat a knockoff. He's gonna go Landers, then pivot to Heatran here, which I don't mind, because we haven't confirmed the Heatran. Like, well, he should just U-turn if he's gonna stay in. I didn't want to risk him staying in there and U-turning and getting back some leverage where I don't even need the damage on the, let's say, what's the worst case? He DDs and has every move to kill every mon ever. No way. He has extreme speed. There's just no way you go to Dragonite on a fucking Weavile that I just Ice Sharded you with. So he just disconnects, and yeah, so we're gonna end it most likely. What does the most here? I mean, if you're going to switch, you're going to go to, well, no, that's actually, if he randomly DDs and has Fire Punch 2, you want to have this seated. Yeah. So you can pivot back and forth between Lander. Like, you never know with these guys, man. Like, I don't need the extra spike. If he stays in and DDs and I body press, if he goes to Heatran and I Leech Seed, then that's fine too. The Heatran's already not an issue. So Leech Seed is just objectively the best play there. At this point, I mean, between Ice Shard, picking off Slow Kings and Thunderbolt killing Amon every time it comes in. I've broken the multi-skill, so now Coco can decimate with Dazzling Gleam without concern for the what's it called. And I'll probably, after the healer list, stick some life orb damage and spikes. It's done for to Coco's Gleam anyway. So, and I doubt this Crobat has a poison move. Probably has healing, U-turn, Defog, and Brave British, or some Super Fang or Toxic or something like that. So not a bad showing. Obviously we're not very high on the ladder, but I think it'll be easier actually to play people higher on the ladder, because I know their decision making will usually be a little more calculated, whereas here you never know. Shout outs to Future. But we back, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. Jam's been jamming for years, meaning going in and out of recording. But this time it wasn't just because I was goofing around or some shit. Big things are coming, guys. So hit the like button down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.